Nice. Shalom. Shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone that rule while they teach while I learn the truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere your children. Shalom. And in today's video is going to be another video from the brother, the Hopeful Like 3. I'm going to be kind of building off of this video, which it is that I got in front of me. As you see, we're going to allow this video to play. We're going to listen to what it is that Jake is saying. And I'm going to get a few precepts, and Lord's willing to be edifying. But with that being said, I'm going to say fair use on the 1976 Copyright Act. Not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. Fair use.
They're creating concentration camps in different states throughout this country. We are shackling people in chains and putting them in military cargo planes. We have people who are showing up unalive on shores, shackled in just various parts of the world. We have armed people in regular clothes and masks that just simply have ICE agents kind of stamped on their military paraphernalia, literally just snatching people left and right. No paperwork, no nothing. Just
Right. And we kind of get the little gist of what it is that Jake is basically talking about, and I'm going to allow the rest of the video to play. But I'm going to get this precept right here that I have. This is actually Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4, because this is the time and season in which it is that we're living in, man, that Donald Trump, which is Nero, he's about to show his true colors that he ultimately has for you Israelites. And, you know, the men of the Lord have been warning you people and telling you that these things are about to come. And we know this all is judgment coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because as it tells you in Isaiah 45:7, you know, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So these evils, meaning these bad times that people ultimately see starting to brew here in America, the Lord is the one bringing it, man. Right? So this is Isaiah 19:4. It said, and the Egyptians, right, meaning these people here in America, right, because this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, right, which is Nero, Donald Trump. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts, man. And that's what we ultimately see happening. Donald Trump is beginning to, you know, show that true Edomite mindset that he has for you Israelites, man. You know, and we warned you about these things, but ultimately our people have not been taking heed. They've not been wanting to repent, turn back to the Lord, you know, and do those things in which it is that is pleasing unto their power, man. So now the Lord is at the point where he's about to get ready to bring forth that hammer, man. You know, and I'm actually go to this precept as well, because this is why we see these things happening. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 50. It said, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And that's you people here in America, man, mainly the 2/3 of our people, but also these other heathen nations. These people are very proud in this country, man. You know, they think highly of themselves. They don't believe this country could ever be affected. They don't think that anything bad is going to happen to this place like they see happening around the world in these various other countries. These people here are proud, man, puffed up. They think highly of themselves, you know, and things of that nature. And that's ultimately why Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to bring forth these evils, man, on you Israelites, man, ultimately for you not repenting and turning back to the Lord, man. So, you know, he's going to have to bring forth all of these evils as a form of judgment and punishment upon you Israelites, man, mainly the 2/3 of his nation. But I'm actually go to that precept as well, right? Just further touching on that. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, and I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm going to start at verse 5. It said, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, right? These are part of those plagues, man. Jacob's trouble is a plague, man. That's a form of judgment that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is bringing upon you 2/3, man, right? That's why you see Donald Trump going after the northern kingdom, and soon he's about to come after the southern kingdom as well, man, right? It said the sword, right, which is talking about chaos, destruction, you know, a lot of bloodshed. That's what the Lord is bringing, man, right? Famine, death, and destruction, right? And this is the reason why. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, right? Therefore saith the Lord, verse 8, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. And that's talking about you other tribes, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. Men and women that are, just continuously committing all type of wicked acts and not turning back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You're continuing doing things that goes against the law, statutes, and commandments of your power. You got the men of the Lord on the highways and hedges telling you Israelites to repent. And ultimately, you don't want to repent. You want to continue to remain in wickedness. So, hey, the Lord is about to bring forth that hammer, man. Right? And it says, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves, right? Because here in America, like I said, these people get rewarded for being evil, man. In this society, when you do the wrong thing, you're deemed as somebody that's right. But when you do the right thing in this society, like the men of the Lord that are teaching on the highways and hedges, starting with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, we're called bug outs, we're called crazy, we're called weirdos and all types of other things. So as the Lord have also said in Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, man, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, and that woe is talking about destruction, man. And that's what the Lord is going to bring upon these people, man. So that's why we see ultimately these bad times occurring here in America, man. It all goes back to the wickedness of the people, man. Right? Mainly of our people, and it says, behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, man. And that's the hopeful elect, brothers and sisters, man. We're sighing and crying daily to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua about this world that we ultimately have to deal with. The people that are in this place, how wicked they are, and how people do not like to seek after righteousness, and how they just want to continue to be demons, man. Mainly our people, man. So, hey, we're crying and sighing to the Lord daily, and we're starting to see the Lord. He's answering our prayers, man. That's why we're seeing these prophecies begin to pick up. That's why we see the times of Jacob's trouble coming soon and manifesting itself, man, because we're in that time, man, where the Lord is just tired of all of the evil that's happening amongst his people, man, because he know that only over time Jake is going to get worse, man. Jake is not going to do the right thing no matter what you do to him, man. No matter how many times the Lord sent out his prophets to warn these Israelites, man, 2/3 of them are not going to get it, man. So that's why he's about to bring forth judgment. Right. So I'm actually go to a few precepts just touching on that as well, because we know all things in which it is that happen in the earth. The Lord is the one that's controlling it. So, these various situations that we see occurring here in America that are becoming worse and worse, we know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the one that's ultimately orchestrating it, man. Right. And I'm going to get this precept. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6 in the KJV. It says, shall a trumpet, right, be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? And that trumpet is representing this word, right, that's going out from the mouths of the prophets, man, that is warning you Israelites to turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, telling you that, Donald Trump is that cruel Lord and he's about to start, showing his true horns and hatred that he has for you Israelites, man. That's the word that we're allowing to go out. We're telling you that World War III is coming. We're telling you that America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. We're telling you all of these things. The men of the Lord have laid it out plainly unto you people, right? Right. And it said, and the people not be afraid. And ultimately, our people are not afraid because they ultimately don't believe these things are going to take place. That's why they continue to engage in wickedness, not changing from their wicked behaviors in which it is that they do. They're not going to do those things because they don't believe that these things we tell them are real, man. They take everything for a joke. It's only a game. It's funny, right? But it's not going to be fun real soon, man, when the Lord really starts cranking up these judgments, man. It's going to be terrible out here for these people, man. Right. But it says, shall it be evil, right, meaning bad times, in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua have not done it, right? So ultimately, all of these things in which it is we see occurring in this place, America, that are manifesting is being controlled by the Lord, man. And that goes back into, like I read, in 2nd Esdras 15, because of the wickedness of the people, man. The things in which it is these people do and that they exercise themselves in, that they take a delight and pleasure in doing, which is being evil, man. So that's why you're going to have these evils manifested, man. And it's only going to get worse from here on out, man. And I'm actually going to go to a precept on that. All right. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14. And I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter, right? And this was the Lord talking to the prophet Esdras back in his time, letting him know about the things that were basically going to be taking place in the latter times, which are the days that we're in, right? And we see that greater evils are coming. Everything that which it is people see happening in this economy here in America now, that they're thinking worse, or seeing the deportation with the migrants and things of that nature, man, that's only going to get worse, man. Right. This is only the beginning of sorrows, man, the beginning of evils that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is about to bring upon these people, man. Right. This is why we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians to seek the Lord, man. right? But you people don't want to seek the Lord. So, hey, you people are going to have to pay that penalty, man, for not ultimately seeking after the Lord while you had liberty, man. You know, while we were under the grace period, you wasn't trying to seek after the Lord. Now people are trying to, you know, be on TikTok, scoffing and, you know, doing all type of other wicked things, man. They could care less about seeking Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But soon to come in the very near future, a lot of people are going to wish that they did seek the Lord, man, when he starts bringing forth these judgments, man, you know. So this is verse 17. It said, for look how much the world, right, shall be wicked through age, so much the more shall evils, right, increase upon them that dwell therein. And that's talking about the people here in the world, man. Mainly the people here in America, but also the people worldwide, man. The Lord is going to bring these evils upon everybody, man. Those that are not of his elect are not going to be spared from these impending dangers that the Lord is ultimately about to bring, man. You know? So I'm actually get back into the video so we can finish listening to what it is Jake is saying.
Just literally apprehending people and shuffling them away, and we have people dying in federal custody. We have the legislative branch acting like they are completely oblivious to anything that the executive branch chooses to do. We have a piece of legislation that for God's sake, it's called the Big Beautiful Bill. And that bill is nothing but death on paper. It's just death on paper. I just heard that the President of the United States is now launching a perfume, 45 and 47. The Supreme Court is undermining the U.S. Constitution at every single step, enabling the executive, the Article 2 power of the United States. The executive branch is able to go against schools, against private entities, against law firms, against any organization that they just choose to want to go against is now open game. You have an absolutely rogue DOJ. You have an absolutely rogue executive. We have an absolutely rogue Congress. We have a president who is acting on behalf of another nation and attacking a different nation with U.S. military force. I don't even know how to end this, because if you just stopped and wrote everything down, this video would be fucking 4 hours long. I mean, everything is just continuing to degrade. It is functioning, but it is degrading.
Right? And we heard what it is that Jake basically said. And the reason that it's degrading again worse is because the Lord is bringing forth these evils, man, because we're coming to the end of Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man that's ruling the earth in wickedness. We're coming to the end of his wicked power structure, man. So that's why you're going to see these evils continue to grow in this place, man. But right, like I said, again, it all goes back still to the wickedness of the people, mainly you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, the true people of the Lord, right? And your wickedness is the reason why the Lord is getting ready to bring forth all of these judgments, man. And ultimately, just because we're coming to the end of Esau's rule as well. So, you know, we're in that time of season where prophecy is manifesting quickly, and you're going to have all of these bad things ultimately occurring, man, right? So I'm actually go to this other precept I got, just touching on ultimately the Lord being the one that's directing and narrating everything, because all of these things goes back to prophecies, man. Everything in which it is that we see occurring in this place, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9. It said, remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me, right? Verse 10, it said, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure, right? So ultimately what we see occurring in this place is the counsel of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is to allow prophecy to fulfill itself. And we know that just how this place America was founded, which was on wickedness and bloodshed and murder, that's the same way the Lord is about to allow it to go out. So we know that it's only about to get worse and worse in this place from here on out, man, as time moves on, right? But, you know, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray it be edifying, just something quick through the spirit. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom.